This is The Mandalorian. Hey buddy. From the outside, The Mandalorian might look like an interesting and new spin on the Star Wars universe with a blockbuster movie budget, great production design, and one showrunner who actually cares about what they're crafting. I'm happy to report all of this is true. Not that it matters when the story is borderline non-existent! Have you noticed my seriousness? This is an analysis, so I gotta be extra serious today, gamers. The Mandalorian was one of the most highly anticipated TV shows of 2019. And from what I can tell, most people like it. The Mandalorian is receiving outstanding reviews everywhere I look, and I just want to know why. Please tell me. I genuinely want to know the appeal of this show, because whatever you see, I simply don't. The show starts with the Mandalorian beating up some Chads in a bar, speeding through the Arctic, almost getting devoured by a giant worm monster, and freezing this blue guy in carbonite. I mean, none of it matters, but it was a cool first 5 minutes. Okay, so here are the essentials. Meet the Mandalorian. He's a bounty hunter with a heart of gold who happens to be in a guild owned by this guy. The Mandalorian's next mission is to get a thing for someone who I like to call Old Sketchy Guy. One thing you should know about the Mandalorian is that he really, really likes money. And that's it. I know it's the first episode and all, but I think I'd like to see just a little bit more character shine through. Oh, okay, my god, never mind. He's a totally different character now. He meets I Have Spoken, who's good, and trains him to ride on Minecraft slime in real life. But none of that matters. They arrive at their destination. I Have Spoken leaves, but not without telling the Mandalorian how confident he is with him, and that paired with the millions of other things people have said to him, I feel like they're kinda trying to characterize him as some kind of professional, epic badass. Wait, no. Okay, I have an idea. Maybe this character is struggling with the expectations everyone has on him, which is why he distances himself from interaction with others in fear of being seen as something less. Wait, no, he's cool again, okay. Yeah, he kinda just swaps in between being mad epic cool and a bit of a stormtrooper. The Mandalorian gets into the place with IG-11, who's dead now. Yeah, he meets Baby Yoda, but you already knew that at the end. This episode starts with the information that everyone in the guild is after that Baby Yoda cash, but the Mandalorian decides to be good at his job right now and just doesn't let that happen. The two find the Mandalorian ship being stripped for parts by the Jawas with all new red eyes for some reason. I don't know why they did that. They have a fun little action scene. Frickin' dies. Yeah, surprise, he's alive. He decides to try to get the parts back by trading something with the Jawas. Turns out they want this egg, and boom! Once again, we see the Mandalorian being completely incompetent at his job. This time, he seems to be struggling against a common rhino. Even I could kill a rhino. But seriously, for a second, the Mandalorian has literally no moment of triumph and is just saved by Baby Yoda using the Force. This just has the audience think he's simply pathetic. Don't get me wrong, the protagonist shouldn't be invincible or anything, but they should at least stand a chance. Oh yeah, Baby Yoda uses the Force. That's a pretty big deal. I didn't see that coming. I like that idea. The Mandalorian gets his parts back and leaves. Okay, so if we go back on this episode, we learn that Baby Yoda has the Force. Did we just get a filler episode in an 8-part series? Alright, I guess this episode is more of a story episode, but it still wastes so much time. The first half is what you expect. The Mandalorian gives Baby Yoda to Old Sketchy Guy. He gets paid, he makes bad investments. So obviously the Mandalorian became attached to Baby Yoda and just gets him back. It's really as simple as that. He has a little bit of an action scene. It's alright for some of it. It goes on forever though. Some of his Mandalorian buddies start helping him out for some reason. I guess they're friends now. Then he flies off into the sunset. Or like, not really this, if he flew into the sunset, he'd like burn up. He's in space now. So what did we learn today? Not much. We learned that Old Sketchy Guy is trying to extract some sort of material from Baby Yoda and then just plans to give Baby Yoda to someone else. And I mean that story, but that's it. What, you thought episode 2 was a filler episode? Well, it is. But this is worse. Okay, so the Mandalorian lands on this peaceful planet to try lay low and keep Baby Yoda safe, but surprise, it's not peaceful anymore. The Mandalorian is asked if he could help the villagers fight off the evil people. And he does, and the end? I guess this character named Kara is introduced, and she's alright. But at the end, completely separate from everything that just happened, a guild member tries to headshot Baby Yoda, and they just leave. And they don't even take Kara with them, so you're probably asking, laser stream, doesn't that mean they ended in the exact same place that they started? Yeah, they didn't accomplish anything, and I hate to break it to you, but that happens in episode 5 and 6. This series is 8 parts long. We can't afford to have half of it be filler episodes. This episode's actually alright. For a filler episode, I mean, this episode has pretty likable characters, and the plot is alright. It's easily set up and it's easily executed just to be a filler episode. The only important thing that happened was this pair of legs just wandered onto the screen. The legs don't mean anything to me right now, but in episode 8, we'll probably get some reveal just going, oh, you were the legs, wow! I hate this episode so much. It takes 15 minutes to set up the plot, which is why you have an overarching story. We're introduced to literal Satan, the guy who hates Star Wars, Moss from the IT crowd,
and I'm smarter too.
And the embodiment of what I feel when I watch Ryan's Toys reviews. She's so annoying! All of these characters are paper thin, even less. They're like single file toilet paper thin. They're that thin. They just fall apart when you touch them. Anyways, they're all in jail now, so I don't need to deal with them. That's good. Okay, let's move on. Wow, this episode is great. This episode starts with a message from the Guildmaster informing the Mandalorian that the city has been taken over by his ex-employer and multiple Imperial guards. This now means they have a common enemy, and if the Mandalorian helps, the Guild will stop hunting Baby Yoda. Right now, the Mandalorian thinks that's a pretty good idea. The Mandalorian calls up his 2 established friends. That's called good writing. And they meet the Guildmaster on the planet. Alright, listen up everyone, here's the plan. They're gonna go to old sketchy guy and shoot him. Yeah, for no reason they didn't bring any speeders, but I'm gonna let it slide. Yeah, so they set up camp for the night, and that goes well. In the sense we actually get to see Baby Yoda do something after 5 episodes. Okay, yeah, so stick with me here. A literal dragon flies down from the sky and scratches the Guildmaster with his poisonous claws, and then he's dying. But then, Baby Yoda, he learns how to walk, and he walks to the guy, and the guy is like hot, and then baby he heals him. Cool, that's cool. Okay, so they wake up in the morning and the Guildmaster reveals to the group that they were actually gonna get double-crossed and they were gonna kill the Mandalorian and just take Baby Yoda, and it was all planned, but he stuffed the plan because he just couldn't go on with it after Baby Yoda healed him last night. It was truly emotional. So now the Mandalorian and everyone knows they're being expected, and they decide to send Baby Yoda and I have spoken back to the ship to be protected. They arrive at the city and there's a frick ton of stormtroopers, alright? It's kind of cool. They go meet old sketchy guy and pew pew pew, everyone's dead. Oh no, they're all dead. Oh, this is crazy. Mandalorian's obviously pretty freaked out about this, so he just tells I've spoken to get off the planet altogether, but this same transmission goes to the stormtroopers out front, and so they just go speeding on after them, and then he freaking dies. The big boss steps down from the ship, takes one look at the bar, and stands there dramatically. We cut to black. Yeah, and that's it. Oh, what a great episode. Shut up, I still hate this show. So The Mandalorian. It's a show with an incredibly simple story stretched so thin, it only allows for, so far, 1 good episode. And 3.5 that aren't even attached. And that's where my main problem lies. A lot of the episodes move incredibly slow, and that's if they move at all. Best episode by far was the 7th, because they were constantly doing something with established characters while following the main plot. This meant no time was wasted, allowing the writers to tell a full story without stopping to do something. The worst episode, The Prisoner, did the opposite by introducing a new plot and new characters, meaning nothing got time to become interesting or likable. I assume the 8th episode will be just as good as the 7th, since it will most likely be a continuation of everything the 7th did right. Sorry I didn't wait for it, I wanted views. Follow my Twitter for thoughts, I guess. You probably don't care. Yeah, you don't care. Again, tell me what you liked about The Mandalorian. I'm interested to know. Also, subscribe, like the video, ring the bell, cancel your Disney Plus account, and as always, bye.